All right, we are back with another episode of Light It Up, and today we're going to be learning, you and me together, I'm starting from absolute zero on this, how to do product photography for something that needs to look pretty elegant, such as a $7 bottle of Chardonnay from California. The year is 2016, and it's going to be a great year, I think. So, we're in the basement of my house right now. I'm going to set this down. I'm going to set up a scene here. We're just going to light and shoot one shot. I don't know how to properly light a bottle of wine for a product shot. So through the course of this video, we're going to figure it out. And at the end, by the end of this video, we will have something that looks great. Well, there's going to be one bottle. I got two bottles so that I could have one for display and one to pour into a glass. Now here's another kind of funny thing. We don't have any like stemware. We don't have anything that looks nice. So I'm gonna use probably a mason jar and try to light that to look nice in this scene as well. So I was looking around in my house trying to figure out what I could set this bottle and stuff on because I don't have a table that's low enough to be at the same height as the fireplace because the fireplace is only maybe 14 inches off the ground. And so I'm looking around, I couldn't think of anything. And then I remembered that we have a bunch of logs in our backyard around our fire pit here. So I'm gonna grab one of those and bring it inside. I've got a drop cloth on the ground so I don't get the carpet dirty and get the wife upset. And then we'll start getting things set up. Here is my setup. I have the Kinefinity Terra 4K. I'll show you the shot in a second, but I got these two things on a log. Turns out the log was maybe a little too low for my taste and the tripod didn't go lower. So I had these two Pelican cases propping it up. Fireplace there, got the kids stuff moved out of the way, set over there. So this is it behind the scenes, and now here is the shot. Everything's being lit just how it is in the basement right now. There's a window near the fireplace, and so that bluish light on the left side of the frame is just from the window light. And then there's a mix of tungsten light from some lights in the ceiling coming down. So that's what you're seeing, and there's no light really on the bottle and on the glass and the log. I'm gonna light the subject here, so the bottle and the glass, but then for the background, I have daylight balanced LEDs that I'm gonna probably shine on the background, because I'd like to have it look kind of like moonlight back there that's pooling around the fireplace. In terms of the foreground, I'm gonna start with some Quasar tubes. I have a set of Quasar Crossfades, and the only thing that I really know about lighting things like bottles is to get that nice reflection on the side, you wanna have a large light source. You need to have that so that it will reflect across the entire distance of the bottle. I've never tried it though, so we're gonna see how that goes. Right here is the shot. I feel like I'm getting a pretty decent highlight on the side, and to me it feels like a lamp light kind of thing. Alright, so here we have our 2-foot Quasar tube. It's dimmed down really low. That's all we have going on here. Obviously I have the lights up there going on. I'm actually gonna turn those off now. Plus we have some blue light coming from that window. So after this shot now, I'm going to turn those off and start lighting the actual scene with my lights. All right, with those overhead lights, the built-in lights in the basement turned off, as well as the window blocked, this is what I have with just a firelight and my one Quasar tube on. So I have a lot more lighting to do, but I think I know what I'm gonna do for it, so. All right, so now what I have is a 4-foot Quasar up above. It's stretching directly kind of in line with the bottle and the fire. My idea is that it can be a front light, top light, and kind of a hair light shining onto the log as well as the bottle. And then also I took the 2-footer, it was over here, and what I was getting was this little stripe, this highlight here, was kind of more inside the bottle. It was obscuring part of the label, because this is a white label with text on it. It was causing it to not be able to be readable. And so what I wanted was that light, I realized, to be farther around the side, so now it's basically almost even a little bit behind it. And so it's given me a really nice illumination across the side of the bottle. I feel like I need more of a rim light on the bottle and the glasses and stuff. So I'll do that probably next, and then I'll work on lighting the background. Alright, so I noticed something interesting. I'm trying to get a hair light on the camera right side of the bottle and the glass. But I noticed that the bottle suddenly looks really bad now. So basically here's what's going on. I have a Lowel Pro Light, which is a 250 watt kind of spotlight, and I have Blackwrap around it to make a snoot so that it hits only the bottle and the glass and not really the log. However, it looks bad, like there's this black bar running down the middle of the bottle right now. So if I have my assistant wave her hand in front of it, so she's gonna put her hand in front of the light, the hair light, and block it, and then take it away. So that's something I didn't think about, was the fact that the diffraction of shining a light through the bottle and hitting the front label is making a shape of its own. So that's not really working for me. I didn't think about it until I saw it now, so I gotta figure out another way to give it a hair light. So before I go any further, I feel like if this was an actual shoot just for this product and I wasn't using a real thing, I would probably just take this label and black it out on the backside so that nothing could show through. So I just did something to try to help with that weird label light leak issue. I took my hair light, I moved it in and brought it down low, and then I really tried to make sure it was pointing only at the foil on top. And so I think it actually turned out pretty nice. I got a nice rim light up there. I don't have the light reflecting off the bottle, but that might be okay depending on how everything looks on the background. So we've added a light to the background. It's kind of a blue light to look maybe kind of like moonlight and add some color contrast to the rest of this, which is very warm. Also, the fire's turned all the way down. So when the fire's turned up, it'll be larger, more of a feature. Also, there's a reflection right here, which is from the 2-foot Quasar tube, which is on that side. So I need to add some Blackwrap, probably as a flag, so that it doesn't reflect on the fireplace glass, but it is still able to hit this bottle. Alright, so here's something I'm realizing. I think the scene looks really good, except that the Chardonnay is not illuminated right, so you can see the color of it very well. And I was racking my brain, moving lights around, trying to figure out what was going on, and it wasn't working. And so I had my assistant back there take this white sheet, and I think what I need is something white on the back of that bottle. And you can see in the actual shot, when she drops that down and moves out of the way, go ahead and drop it down. So it becomes like pitch black in there. So I'm thinking what I need to do is some little movie magic where I take white paper, cut it to the right shape, and put it on the back of the bottle. I think that's probably the only way to get it to look right. Alright, so basically what we tried doing is taking some white paper and cutting it to the same shape as the bottle, and then trying to take a little light behind and illuminating it, but you can see you end up with this weird cloudy or icy look, because the bottle is basically magnifying the texture of the paper. So although it allows us to illuminate it, it does not look good. So it needs some sort of light background that is farther away, and I don't know how to do that. Alright, so here's what I've come up with. I can't think of any other solutions for this, and especially since it's getting a little bit late, I want to be able to wrap this up and have a good end result. And really, if you have a good end result, I don't know that it matters how you achieved it. I'm basically resorting to doing a little bit of VFX compositing stuff. So because this is a lockdown shot, I have this white bounce board that's being held by my assistant behind the bottle and being illuminated by this little circular LED panel, which you can kind of see right there. So that's shining on there to add some light, and you can see in the shot right here what that looks like. And so it gives, I think, a pretty nice look to the bottle itself. And then what we're going to do in post is just simply cut out the bottle and cut out the jar and put those onto the rest of the scene. I feel like it's kind of cheating. I feel a little bit bad about that, but I couldn't figure out any other way to do it. Yeah, you'll see in the final shot what it looks like, but we have a 2-foot Quasar tube with Blackwrap taped to the side to eliminate the reflection in the glass for the fireplace. A 4-foot Quasar tube, which is dimmed down a fair amount, and that's giving it a front, top, and back light, kind of a nice aura right here. We added the cork for the wine, have wine in this mason jar. The mason jar doesn't really look great, especially because of the writing on it, so a normal glass would have been ideal. We have a Lowel Pro Light 250 watt back there with a bunch of Blackwrap to make it hit just the foil and just this part right here, so we don't get any showing through on the label from behind. We added 2 battery-powered candles over by that door back there, and I don't know if I actually showed this. We have a daylight balanced Dracast, that right there. So this is a soft light that's shining just generally this way onto the fireplace. So that's giving this its kind of moonlight look, and everything else looks nice and warm. Good job. Past your bedtime.
Oh.
Alright, so that's another episode of Light It Up. Had no idea what I was doing when I started. I have a good amount of lights and grip gear, but no knowledge, and so knowledge is power. I started this at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's now 8:45, so we have a completed final shot. If I was to do this again, I know that I'd go a lot faster. I know generally what I'm looking for and what I can do and what I can't do, where to place lights. Hopefully this helped you too. If it did, I'll hopefully be putting out more types of content about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you want. And thanks for watching.